But. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. Can you believe it? We are on the last day of our Calm the Chaos program being open. We close registration tonight at midnight, and we have had so many questions. Matter of fact, over 419 emails just in the last 2 weeks. And the questions are so similar. We're seeing so many patterns across those 419 questions. And I was going to do a question and answer session. And then I started realizing the questions we're getting are so different than we've ever gotten before. They all start with the same thing. They say, I am so interested in the Calm the Chaos framework. I am so interested in the Calm the Chaos program. But, and every single one has that word, but. So today, I thought I'd do something that I've never done. We're getting a little cheeky, and we are having a but session. So if you have gone through the Calm the Chaos series, if you have been in our world for a long time, you've been on our email list, you've been on our Facebook page, you've been in our Facebook group, and you've seen the Calm the Chaos framework, but you aren't quite sure how to get it to work in your family, or maybe you see the success of other students and you're like, that's amazing. I trust that the program will work, but I'm worried I'm the problem. I'm worried I'm the one that's not going to let it work. I'm worried I'm the one that's going to have trouble. And I'm going to be joined by my team members throughout our session, kind of helping me work through the buts. Now, I want to talk about something real fast, because if you are thinking about, is this for me? Is this something I'm curious about? We do have our team standing by, and we have a help desk right now. You can hop over there. You can talk to them. It's calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk, I believe. Maybe one of my team members can put it in the comments, and you can post your butts in the comments as well. So show us your butts, all of them, because here's what we know to be true. If you have questions, if you have a butt, that means that 300 other people probably have a butt and need to hear your question and your struggle just as much. So if you are already into our program, if you can just say, I'm in, and then that way we can celebrate you. If you've got a butt, can you just say, I've got a butt in the comments? Because we're just going to have a lot of fun with this. I actually am getting out. Danny, you don't have a butt. You're in the program. Silly goose. All right. So I'm going to bring in a friend of mine. I'm going to bring in Galikali. Galikali is one of our amazing Focus Forward partners. And she's been behind the scenes helping me out with all my training docs all week. And I see we have Elizabeth Mon-Sanders has a butt. So Elizabeth, if you've got a butt, if you can just tell us what the butt is, and we will make sure we address it today. Galikali, we've seen a lot of butts, haven't we?
There have been a lot of big butts in
a lot of big butts. Yeah, Cynthia's got a butt. So Cynthia, if you've got a butt, you can just let us know in the comments what that butt is so we can work through it. So can you tell me, Galikali, what are some of the butts you've seen? Just high level, what are some of the ones you've really seen kind of come up?
Okay, so I've seen a lot of but I can't show up live, especially like time zones, or I'm really, really busy. I've got so much on my plate. I haven't managed to watch all the free videos yet. So how am I going to manage to watch the program as well? I'm scared I won't be able to do it. Be able to finish it. Some of those ones.
Yeah, lots of them.
Yes.
Lots of butts. I see it. Angela says, I got big butts. So I love it. Please don't be mad, but will the program have a whole more info than the wonderful free episodes? Oh my goodness. What a great question. Okay. So Galikali is actually better at answering this than I am, because Galikali was right in your spot 1 year ago today. Like almost exactly like last September. So Galikali, first, can you share where you live? So people who are like, what about time zones? What about like all the things? Like, can you share where you are and what time it is where you are?
Okay, so if anyone's guessed from my accent, I am Australian, but I'm not there. I'm in the UK. So right now it's 10 o'clock at night. So mostly the calls for me were sort of early evening. It worked quite well. So you can definitely make the calls if you're in Europe or the UK. Because I'm Australian, I kind of always know the Australian time zones as well. So definitely time zones ones, they're usually morning for the Aussies and the New Zealanders. So it works. We do try really to make sure most people can watch live.
So we're going to talk about the time zone butt, and then we're going to go into talking about Elizabeth's butt, about the content. Like, but I already have great content in the free program. So I see some of you guys are over on the concierge page. I'm seeing your comments. I see Barry. I see you. He's shenanigating over there. Who's got big butts? I love it. Okay, so time zone butt. Now, here's the thing. I actually talked to my friend Barry earlier today, and he said to me, Dana, there's two sides to a butt. There's two cheeks. And I was like, where is he going with this? So stick with me for just a second. Basically, when you have a decision to be made, there's two options a lot of time, right? And so it's okay. I could stay exactly where I am. I could do everything exactly like I am. I could believe that time zone is going to hold me back, and time zone is going to be the reason that I can't see success. Now, the other side of the butt is I could take the leap. I could join. I could start the Calm the Chaos program, and I could take the risk that's on the other side. So both sides have a risk and a reward. And so we're going to be talking about those risk and those rewards today with each of these, because the truth is if you've been through the 7-day and you are in a different time zone, if you've been in our world and you've been in a different time zone, if you're watching right now and you're in a different time zone, that is just proof that you can get some live components if the live component is what you need. But you might want to ask yourself, do I need live components? Can I watch them on replay? How many of you guys have watched the 7-day series on replay? You didn't even show up live. I see Liz is an alumni in the UK. Hannah is in the UK. I love it. I love it. Round the clock support with international community. Kids are asleep. I can attend lives. Listen to that swap. Oh man, it's going to be really late. I'm so exhausted. Or it's going to be late at night and I don't have to worry that the kids are around me. So it might actually mean that it works better if you're on the other side of the world. Galakali, what else would you say about the time zones? And what if you had said, you know what, the time zones aren't going to work for me? What would have been like, what has been possible because you ripped the time zone butt?
Oh my gosh, like everything. And my entire family has changed because I ripped that time zone butt. And do you know what? I've got the best story for this one, actually.
Okay.
Is that because it's so international, right? Because there is somebody online all the time. And for me, I'm ahead. It was 3 a.m. on Christmas Eve.
Oh my gosh.
And my kids had woken up early, had found that Santa had already come, and they wanted to get up. And I didn't want them to get up. And they were having a huge meltdown. And I got online. You guys were still all up. And I had someone walk me through it and help me calm them down. And we had a lovely night and a beautiful Christmas, and no one was tired. Mm-hmm. So sometimes the international thing is a massive benefit. It's just the way you look at it, really. Like, and just the fact that there's always someone there, always.
And how much is that worth to have this global community at your almost beck and call?
Christmas Day? Christmas Day is what it was worth.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
And happy Christmas Day. And I don't know what money you put on that. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's priceless, right?
Absolutely. And then we also, like, if we're thinking tactically, you don't have to show up live. We are teaching this live because we want it to because of everything going on in the world. And honestly, guys, it's been 2.5 years since I taught this content live, but the world has changed since 2.5 years ago. It's changed since 7.5 months ago. And so we knew that we needed to kind of revamp things, go through our new framework with you. And so you're going to get me live. And even if you don't show up live, we're going to take those lessons down, break them down. I actually learn better by not being live sometimes, because then I can fast forward, because I am like a fast learner. So I like to listen on like 1.7x. Now I'm a fast talker, so putting me on 1.7x doesn't always work. It's kind of funny, but everybody loves it. And then you can also search the videos for just one little nugget that you've missed. So you could now actually search this video for rip the butts, rip the time zone butt. So if anyone is on the fence and is thinking about time zones, I want you to think through what would be possible if you were able to cross over and you were able to rip the butt and just say, not a problem for me. I'm not going to let that stand in my way. If you need to speak with anyone on our team, you can go to calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk. My team is standing by. There are several of them there. Anything final, Galakali?
Yeah, I guess I just want like people to know that you might think just because you can't be there live, you can't ask questions. And that's just not true, because you submit the questions beforehand. So you can get your questions asked and answered by a coach without, even if you can never make a live. So I think that's really important for people to know that it's not that if you can't be there live, you can't have your questions answered.
Yeah. And I love how you said the focus forward call. You said different calls happen at different times. So we have, when everyone joins the program, you get one focus forward call that's going to help you set your intention for the 90-day program and get clear on where you want to go. And those are happening all different time zones. And so are our 10 and 10s, where you can submit those questions you were talking about. And so we have those happen at night. We have them happen during the day. We also have some fun shenanigans that happen because, I mean, you and Kylie are our focus forward partners. So things happen, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So if you have got a big butt, post it in the comments. We're going to be busting butts and ripping butts all afternoon today. I kind of called Galakali in because she went through the program 1 year ago today, struggling with her sibling, her kids with sibling fighting. And as you heard, ripping into the Christmas presents and having meltdowns. So awesome. All right. So Galakali, feed me another butt that is on that we've been hearing a lot. Let's see if we can bust that butt, rip that butt, whatever you want to call it. And if you're watching here, Cynthia says that she had a butt, but Cynthia, are you in the program yet? If you're in, say I'm in. You got another one for me?
Yes, I have got this one. We've got, but my kids aren't really that bad. It's designed it feels like it's designed for kids who have like really big behavioral problems. And that maybe like it's not designed for just everyday kind of problems.
Gotcha. So we hear that quite a lot, Galakali, right? Like we hear this idea that, okay, on this side of the butt, it's my kids aren't that bad. This sounds like a great framework. This sounds like a great, way of parenting and a great lifestyle. However, it really sounds like it's just for kids that are that bad or have really violent meltdowns or something else. So my question is, what would you say? I mean, you've worked with a lot of our students and you were one yourself. And some people may even say sibling fighting's not that bad. So what would you say to people who are trying to cross that to the other side?
Yeah, well, obviously for me, like I worked on sibling fighting, and that is an incredibly common theme for all parents, right? That's something that happens all around. So regardless of anything else, that's definitely something you could work on and it can help you with. I'm really reminded of Sarah Flaherty.
Yes,
You
yes.
know,
Who uses
right?
this with, like, all her young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I'm
has lots
also
of
thinking of Cami Lee. So Cami
mm,
used it. So Cami was about to have a baby, and she was like, "But I'm about to have a new baby. My kids aren't that bad. He just doesn't want to do his schoolwork, and he just doesn't like to listen. And the rest of the family's fine." She had 3 kids at the time and was about to have a baby. And we said, "Well, what happens if she was due like at the end of the 90 days?" And we said, "Okay, what if you crossed over that butt line and you are butt cheek to the other side and you were able to say, but what if I have community the entire time I'm pregnant in the last 3 exhausting months of my pregnancy? And but what if I'm able to set up routines and systems before the baby gets here? And what if I'm able to stop the tantrums, stop the meltdowns, stop the um, just the chaos of overwhelm that's happening in my life? What if you're able to stop that in the next, you know, 90 days? So what would that look like? What would success look like? So I think if your kids are not that bad and you're looking for a parenting framework, I think first of all, you have found a framework that works for multiple different needs and wants and family struggles. And I'm also thinking about how some of our students apply it. And I think it's Kylie in the comments who is saying, like, you know, I have 8 neurotypical kids and my 2-year-old is only making messes. I don't think that's Kylie. She would have said that that's her. I don't know who that is. It says so for my 8 neurotypical kids. She didn't have a 2-year-old.
yes, she did. Gracie
She
was 2
did.
when she started. Yeah. It's
I thought
definitely
Gracie
covered.
was 3. Okay, I'm
She
trying to see who that is that's talking to us.
it's
It is,
her.
she says, me, it is Kylie. Yeah, so Kylie, mom of 8, right? She had a PhD and she was like, well, my kids aren't that bad. It's just me. Like, I have monkey brain, she used to say. And she felt like her kids were just sucking more and more out of her. And Gracie was making huge messes in the house. And she focused her whole 90 day on Gracie's messes. And the thing is that focusing on that whole 90 days on Gracie's messes, which doesn't seem like that big of a thing, it was the domino that was a ripple effect for the rest of her family. So then she was able to build the relationship between Gracie and the other kids in the house. She was able to get her teenagers to start having responsibility. She was able to free up time. And guys, she created a business. Like, from in 1 year, she went from monkey brain mama of 8, forgetting to feed her kiddos, and having Gracie dump everything out all over the house and get into the makeup. Gracie still gets into the makeup, by the way. But at least now she gets into the makeup she's allowed to get into, and it's in a safe place. And now, like, Kylie just started a business teaching moms of wiggly kids yoga, so that, or yoga for the moms of big, anyway, it's family yoga and it's awesome. And she's already got students and she created an entire course. This mom that couldn't even remember to feed her kids. So, what is that worth to cross that line to say, okay, what is possible? Maybe your life is not bad, but is it good? Is it the life you dream of? Is it what you thought parenting was going to look like? Is it where you want to be with your family? So cast that vision. Think about what's at stake. Think about where you want to be with your family. And when you think about it that way, it's an investment in your family. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Golly Golly?
Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, I'm a focus forward partner, right? So part of what I do is we have a focus forward call where we help people set their intentions, like, and set their focus. And I was just thinking about it. And to be honest, so many of people's focuses are that much more general. Like, I want to sort bedtime routines out, or I want to help my child regulate or with calming strategies. I want to, um,
He's
um,
not down here
hold
yet. Hold on.
I'm distracted by Hi, Flora. Yeah, it's often those things like, I want to help my kids. We want to connect more and feel more connected. These sorts of things that that people are asking, and not they are generally more everyday kind of things, because we're focusing on one behavior that the child is having, not the diagnosis that the child has. We're just going to focus on just like that one behavior that we want to see changed. So yeah, absolutely. Because I think diagnosis is in some ways just kind of get pushed to the background. We're focusing on your child and what your child needs. So
I love that. And you're focusing on that relationship. So
yeah.
I think that it's not that bad. It just means that it's designed for, or it was created in chaos and overwhelm. But let's be honest, like all of our lives have been completely turned upside down since COVID happened. And so all of us are needing better routines. All of us are needing better systems and processes for our family that just make our family tick and they make them work. And, you know, we talked about in our series, we talked about the roadmap. And, you know, the beauty of the roadmap is that some people start way up here at just survival mode. Like, I just need to breathe. I'm dealing with emergencies, like son going to the hospital, residential programs, that kind of stuff. And then when we move over to the very first stage, because that's stage 0, the very first stage is really just about you. It's just about focusing on yourself, putting yourself on the to-do list, finding 5 minutes to yourself. So even if things aren't that bad, I can't tell you how many people get stuck in busy, busy, busy. And they feel like that fly against the window that can't get out. And so if you're just looking for a little bit more sanity, if you're looking for that ability to breathe, put yourself on the to-do list, do the things that you enjoy, like that's one of the first things that we're going to be digging into. And then when you set your intention for what you're going to do in the moment, well, what are you going to do in the moment when your child doesn't want to take a bath? What are you going to do in the moment when your child doesn't want to do their schoolwork? What are you going to do in the moment when they're melting down in Target over a toy? Like, whatever the thing is that you're here and you can remember the things that are happening, that when you put your kids to bed, you're like, whew, that was a day. Like, that was a day, right? Can you imagine being able to plop on the couch and be like, whew, that was a day, but I can do this. And I know how to, come back from that tomorrow. And I've got a community that I can post in and be like, all right, this happened. What are some do differentlys for next time? What can I tweak for next time? Yeah. All right. That is awesome. So are we ready to rip the butt? It's not that bad butt. Who's ready to rip the butt? You got to write in the comments, guys. We're having way too much fun. It's the last day and I'm going to be live all day. So you've got to help me. So if you would like to rip the butt, then you have to do rip the butt. Yeah, rip it. Barry's still here. Okay. All right, guys. Once again, that link, calmthechaosworkshop.com/yes. I just want to remind you guys, we do this once a year. So maybe things aren't that bad right now. But one thing I know is that we see people go through our free workshops 2, 3, 4 times in a row. And that's when we did them twice a year. We're only doing it once a year. So do you really want to wait 2 years, 3 years before you finally take that leap to the other side? What do you think is possible in the next 3 years? How old is your kid going to be in 3 years? What grades are they going to go through? What is the world going to go through in the next 3 years or the next year? And wouldn't you want to have support, have a roadmap to know exactly what to do when things start to get off kilter? So I just want to remind you that this is a great place to be when you are feeling like you need this. You need that guidance. You need those, I like to call them like guardrails, right? Of like, okay, I'm going this way. Oh, let me come back this way. Tamara was talking about that this morning, about how she kind of went into one of her deep, dark places, like Hannah says. And, the framework, because it's there, because all she had to do is take that one tiny step. She said she just soared as soon as she took that step because she had done it before, which is really cool. All right. So tell me another one. Let's rip a butt. If you guys are here and you have a question, if you have a butt, if something's holding you back, because I can see you guys asking the questions, you can actually just post it right here. You can head over to calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up while you find another butt. I think this is the link. All right. So if you go to calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk, then you can go ahead and ask them the questions. The team is standing by right now for you. All right. Did you find another one?
I do have another butt, and this is a good one. This one is, but I haven't finished the free workshop. How on earth will I finish the whole program?
Ooh, that's a good one. Golly Golly, did you finish the free workshop when you went through it?
No.
No.
Nope.
But you're sitting here on the other side 1 year later, and you now work for us. How is that even possible?
Because the free workshop, it's amazing. But there's just, I don't know, there's so much more, but it's also given to you in so much more bite-sized pieces. And when I did when I did the free workshop, I didn't have space to breathe. I didn't have, it was insane. And I remember watching as much as I could and going, I love this. But yeah, I didn't have the space or the time at that point. But I know,
what got you over that hump to the other side?
Well, firstly, probably because the next, then you just got little bits that you could do, tiny little bits. So it was much easier to just grab a little tiny video and watch it. When the kids were playing something, they played well, they're on the trampoline.
And we're going to do that with this one too. So what Golly Golly's talking about is they were pre-recorded videos. And so the idea that they were going to be pre-recorded videos really got you over that hump to say, okay, I can fit it in while I hide in the bathroom. I can fit it in while, my kids are eating their breakfast or whatever it is. And I can just watch this 5-minute video. And we are going to teach this live, but then we're going to take it down. We're going to chunk it down into bite-sized pieces. And I actually think I could show them Survive the Storm if the team's not going to get mad at me. Do you think that would be helpful for them to see how it's chunked down?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So keep talking about the didn't finish but. And I see Elizabeth has a but. So that's Elizabeth was saying, is it really that much different? Isn't that the same, Elizabeth? Yes. So she did the free program. It kind of goes together here. So can you talk about just the difference? Because I was talking to someone today and they are in our program and they said, well, what did you do during the 7 days? And I was like, well, we did stop, breathe, anchor, and we did energy boost and drains, and we did a celebration huddle. She was like, okay, so tip of the pinky. I was like, basically tip of the pinky. So what are your thoughts on what we delivered in the 7-day and then the way it's delivered and what's delivered in the full program?
Okay, so first, I think there was amazing information in this 7-day as well. I think this time around we've given a lot of great stuff. But like you said, it really is just the tip of the pinky. It's you kind of really covered what would be in what we will teach in the course, and we went deep into one. But that means that there's, I don't know how many other pieces just in that module. And then it's the practice and the tweaking bit. It's the where you get stuck bit that, because it's amazing. The information is there, but it's probably why when you've read books, which when I had done read books and done other courses, I had so much information. And I'm like, why can I not do this? I know better. Why can't I do it? And I think it's that bit that that's in the full program. It's that asking questions, it's leaning in, it's having someone look at your situation and tweak it. And
Ludmilla says, and she's one of our ambassadors, and she says, it feels like you gave the title of the chapters, not
yeah,
the content. And I would say that we gave the excerpt. Like we gave one exercise from a workbook. Like you've got this big workbook, and maybe each chapter has, 15 exercises to do or 10 it's probably more like 10 exercises per chapter, because you're helping design the content, but it's about 10 little exercises per stage. We gave you one of the exercises out of the 3 plans, and we only showed you 3 plans, not the whole roadmap. So we're going to be walking you through from Survive the Storm all the way down to Conquer and Thrive. So yeah, you get all of those pieces. So I'm going to share with them real fast so that anyone who's feeling like I didn't finish or there's not enough, I got another little like butt busting belief exercise I want to do because when we get done. So let's see. The trailer of the movie. Here's all of our guys coming in here. I love our alumni. Look at that. They're just showing up big time. Alumni, if you can just do hashtag alumni so that people can know that who you are. All right, let's pull this up just a little bit so you guys can see. That just made it bigger, made it harder. All right. Let me pull this down. Okay, so this is the Calm the Chaos 3.0. This is a dashboard. This is what it's going to look like. A lot of people have asked like what the dashboard actually looks like on the inside and how it's going to work. And you can see that we've got a couple of really cool things here, and I'll go through that here in a minute. But let's go into just this one bonus. This is the Survive the Storm Masterclass. And as you see here, the entire masterclass is here. You can see the entire thing all in one chunk. It was taught live. So you can see like there's even like the breaks.
Putting them in could be difficult. So instead, I want you to just think of a memory that kind of makes you dance on the inside, or it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside, right? So it does. So
you can see I even go deeper into Stop, Breathe, Anchor.
It's not showing me names, and I really like that. All right.
Go deeper into all behaviors communication.
I knew I needed something, right? Okay.
I don't think you need to hear it, but you can see here's the different types of storms. So the doodles come with it. The notes come with it. You can see kind of our path that we're going on here. So when we talked about Survive the Storm, we only talked about Stop, Breathe, Anchor. We didn't talk about all those other steps in that journey. The other thing is as soon as you do that and you see the whole thing, you can get the notes and you can get the worksheets, and the worksheets are phenomenal. So let's see if those pop up for you guys. Can you see them? So you got a little guide, an implement guide for every single one of the exercises that we do. And then inside, you just go to the next lesson and you can see that the lessons here are 14 minutes, 14, 8, 11, and then you just go to the next one. So these are super short walkthroughs, and it's just broken down pieces that make it easier and simpler for you to implement. Would you add anything to kind of how I described that?
No, not in terms of how the program looks. I did notice. Did you notice the other bonus that came up?
What?
When you were just going in to Survive the Storm, there's the other bonus that you get, which is, I think, like I said, like when I was starting, I was like so struggling to have the time to do things. But then bonus, no time, no problem.
Yeah, same thing. No time, no problem. You're gonna see the ways that we make more time. You're gonna see, and these are like 5-minute lessons. These are not Dana going live for an hour. These are 5-minute lessons. Give you more time. You get instant access. People are already going through these as well. Yeah. I love it. Hannah says, I've been here since 2019. It felt so different this 7 days. I made so much progress in this 7 days. She's saying she cannot wait. So Cynthia says, this is so cool because I found y'all yesterday. I wasn't here for the 7 days. So she feels really like confident. Yeah, Cynthia, you're going to be doing great. Hello, Michelle Klein. Michelle, we are busting butts. So if you have got any butts, I believe Michelle joined us though. So I'm going to go ahead and stop screen for just a little bit. And I want, Ludmilla says, this is just an example, like tip of the pinky. This is just a tip of the pinky. These are 2 bonuses out of all the bonuses that you get when you join us in Calm the Chaos by midnight Central Standard or Pacific Standard Time tonight. And we do have that payment plan as well. So they can get started for as little as the $77 starting now. So really awesome. I'm going to go look at the live cast page, make sure there's, yes. All right. I've never finished anything. Is that okay? Barry says. All right. Do we feel like we can rip I didn't finish the free products? I think I wanted to do something real fast. So my question is, if you didn't finish the free, what got in your way? What held you back? What made it so that it was difficult for you to finish the free videos? And what's going to be different next week when you go out and try to implement this on your own? What's going to, the videos are going away, so you won't be able to watch the videos. But with the downloads that you have and the materials that you have, if you didn't finish this week, when the entire team was live with you this week to help you get unstuck, what's going to be different next week? Right? I love it. Michelle says, I'm so excited about the new payment plan and I can make that work. I love it, Michelle. So go ahead, go get in, Michelle, so that we can say, congratulate you for being in. Just say I'm in once it's official, we can celebrate that. So the thing with the didn't finish though, is I know what I know to be true, because we've had over 100,000 people go through our workshops over the last 2.5 years. And we have a handful of people that join us in the programs. We've worked with about a couple thousand people, parents who've joined us in the program. And out of those people, they can tell you that now, when you're in there, you have that hand holding, you have that focus forward call right at the beginning. You have the roadmaps and you have these little step-by-step worksheets that make it so simple to implement. And then we break down the lessons into 5-minute videos. I had to teach you my story and I had to tell you about the background. I had to get you to trust me. I had to get you to know me. Whereas you know me. And so inside of our program, I get to get right to the nitty gritty and be like, all right, survive the storm. Here's what we got to do. Here's why you need it. Here's what it is. Here's the steps. Let's break it down. And we get right into the business. So it makes it so much more actionable. And Golakali, can you think of anyone who, I don't know if any alumni are here that are our turtles, because it brings us kind of back to I didn't finish anything. I've done the courses in the past. So I'm not ready to rip this yet, because either you didn't finish the free and you need the accountability, you need the support to help you finish, and you need the broken down steps, or you've taken courses in the past and you didn't finish. So we've seen a lot of that, a lot of this fear of, I can see the success stories, but I think it's because they finished and because they did all the things. They did all the bonuses. They did all the lives. They showed up to all the coaching calls. They got all the support, and that's why they had success. What would you say about that but?
I think that one reminds me of Melissa Haidt. Because I know she was like, I'm not finished, I'm not getting there. And she joined the Finish Strong that we do at the end of the program. So we, as we sort of draw to this close, we go all in to cheer everybody on. We do watch parties where we just sit together and watch all of the things together and talk about it, and you can ask questions in the comments and the like. They are amazing. Mm-hmm. But even during the during the course as well, though, there are a lot of things, there's accountability posts and just things to try and keep you moving. There's a lot of encouragement. if you lean into that. So in some ways it's easier to finish because there is that support for you to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And can you talk a little bit about the implement challenges and kind of what that looks like and how, because you said there's other things. And I think that that's one, the study halls and the finish strong and the implement piece. Can you talk a little bit about the implement piece? Because I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to go all the way into our old program and I'm going to sneak a peek so people can see what the program itself looks like.
Okay, so like the implementation, we have implementation weeks where we wouldn't actually put out a new module. What we do is we give you actual actionable steps that you're going to take through that week. And then through the week, there's a lot of sort of extra checking in with you guys, getting people to post your worksheets. Then you've got all the coaches, the Focus Forward partners, their eyes on your worksheets as well. So then it just really helps you to actually take some action and find out where you get stuck, and then and to be able to ask those questions, because I think that's hugely important, to try something and then have someone look at it from like outside the Coke bottle, as we like to say, like someone else look at it and say, this is how you could tweak it, and the like, which does really keep you moving. I think they were really helpful, those weeks for me.
So I'm looking through Finish Strong right now and I'm trying to find our Finish Strong, those downloads that we had that were so powerful with the little, you could break down the program and things like that. And it's so funny because the comments underneath, it says, Sarah O'Flair Hardy says, amaze balls, exactly what I needed right now. And then Kendra, who's here in the comments, says, I didn't even know this existed until filling out the Finish Strong entries. I stopped filling out the entries to do this challenge. This is awesome. And then on one of the other challenges, Sarah O'Flair Hardy says, it has taken me 6 months since joining CTC to get the success that I pictured. But however, all I need is to keep tweaking. So the analogy of CTC as a business has really been helpful to encourage me to keep going. Like you just keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. So super powerful, right? And I'm trying to find those sheets, but I'm struggling to find them. So I was thinking of earlier today, I was talking with Alon, and I was talking with Stacy in the single mom training that we did today. And both Alon and Stacy, Stacy was like, I'm inconsistent. Like I don't show up when I'm supposed to. I even got mad at one point because I felt unsupported. And my therapist was like, well, you're part of a parenting program. Are you posting in there? And she was like, well, no. She was like, well, what happens if you post? She goes, I don't know. I'll try. And so then Stacy posted and was able to set a timer in like a really difficult situation. And she got all the support. I think there were like, goodness, I think when I looked at that post, there were like 80 comments, all holding space for her. That's it. Like not going a million directions. You should try this. You should do this. Have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? Instead, all just there. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Between her and her set a timer partner, which we do in the program. And she just said that just having the support alone as a single mom has been just invaluable for her. And she hasn't even done the whole program. She's only done bits and pieces of it. And then Alon has been here for like 2 years. And she is like the queen turtle, self-proclaimed turtle. She's like, I just keep getting a little further each time and a little further next time and a little further. And she's like, but with each time I go through it, my life changes. My relationship with my daughter changes. The way that we interact changes. My confidence in myself changes. My understanding of my child changes. And they're like polar opposites. And so I think there's a lot of people. I mean, I think this is something that doesn't get talked about a lot, is that executive functioning piece. Like, this is normal. Like, this is how brains function. And yet, for some reason, we feel like we're broken when we can't follow through. This is part of the way your brain works, friend. Like, congratulations. You have a working brain. even people who are incredibly good at setting goals, breaking them down, planning them, even they will fall off and they need a reboot and a reset. And that's what's so cool about our program is like, I didn't have executive functioning skills. I'm building them. And so I had to create systems, processes, and frameworks that made it simple to apply all of the science and the research and the learning and the tools and actually make forward progress, even if I don't finish. Like I'm part of some coaching programs and I invest a lot in my own learning. And I would drive myself batty if I tried to do every lesson that they put out. Like I would drive myself crazy. So like, what do you think about that, Galikali? Like, what about doing all the lessons? Because we see that in Focus Forward, like the struggle to like, well, if I didn't do this, then I'm behind and I should just quit now.
Yeah. And I think we often try to tell people that like they're not behind because they're on their own journey and they're like, but people often feel like they really have to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe with the new framework, with the way that we've set it up with the roadmap, it's clearer now to say, if you're at this stage, this is what you should be working on now, and you keep working on it until until you can
get that out for us so we can look at that roadmap, because I think it's actually such a good point. You're going to see my messy desk because, well, it's the last day, and I think that this is like day 21 of me being live. I am so shocked I have a voice. So I'm going to pull up that doodle because I agree. It was kind of the reason we designed it this way is because we know what it feels like, especially as a mom, when we're trying to do all the things, we feel like we should be able to handle all the different things. And then we beat ourselves up when we're not able to, even though it's human. And so we created this roadmap so that no one will be behind. You'll be exactly on your journey, working on the plan that's perfect for your family. So let's look at that right now. Let's see if I can get in here. Yeah, you are totally seeing my messy desk. But that's all right. Messy. So I would have, like, if I had to rip a butt on that one, on the messy butt, it would be like, but I can't do this and keep a clean house. Yep. Maybe my clean house isn't that important. I love that there's like a little butt on my desk and it's pink. Oh my gosh. This is like the best job in the entire world. Okay. So here is our roadmap. This is what Galikali was talking about, is the entire program is now laid out to help you make it from whatever stage you currently are at. So if you are at Breathe and you're dealing with massive emergencies right now, I'm talking maybe like there was a loss in the family, maybe there was a lost job, maybe your child is, getting suspended from school, or, there's new behaviors that are just wreaking absolute havoc on your family, then you might be in the Breathe stage. And this is where you're going to really focus on that Survive the Storm masterclass. And then this is where the Calm the Chaos program actually begins, which is Shift. Because what we found is from our most successful students, we know that success leaves clues. And so what we found is the students that were making the most forward progress focused on themselves. They put the framework in action for their own mindset, for their own routines, for their own triggers, for their own understanding, for their own empowerment. And that made the biggest difference. So we've actually moved that right out front. It used to be in all our bonuses and kind of scattered around and in our Focus Forward program. And what we did is we moved it right to the front so everyone has the benefit of creating their Spark plan, which is a 5-minute routine that takes the 5 habits that our most successful students do and puts it into a 5-minute daily routine. Makes it super doable. So this is where we help you get out of that overwhelm, start to delete some things from your day, help you shift your mindsets, help you find your boost and energy drains, help you prioritize your day. I mean, if you only made it through the Spark plan in 90 days, can you see the power in having, what would it be worth to have 5 minutes to yourself to do your own thing every single day? What would it be worth to have 20 minutes, to have an hour? For Kylie, it means that she was able to create a business with just this piece right here. That's it. So I love the new framework because you can truly not finish, because you can't finish at parenting. Like, I know Barry's in the comments, but I also know Barry just sent his 18-year-old off to college. Like, parenting's not done just because he sent his 18-year-old off to college. There's new level, new devil. So while he is conquering, thriving, he also had to advocate, and he had to, figure out, during COVID, like, there were some big communication things they had to work on. And so I love this new framework because you can continue on the path, or you can take it one chunk. And this 90 days, I'm just going to work on this. And the beauty is you have lifetime access to the entire roadmap, to the entire plan. So when you are finished with that 90-day coaching, you can take the concepts, the skills, the strategies that you've learned on how to break things down, how to DJ break it down, how to do all those things. And you can apply that to your everyday. And you don't have to have the team after the 90 days. If you choose to have the team, we got that covered. Don't worry. But if you don't need the team, you have everything already laid out for you, right? After that first 90 days. Is there anything else you'd add about the didn't finish but?
I guess going back to that sort of executive functioning thing, because people do struggle with it. Like, to be honest, there are people and there are students that we have that struggle with this stuff. So am I allowed to share about a little bit what we did with a focus forward?
Yeah. Do you want me to doodle it out while you talk about it? Or I don't even know what you're going to talk about. Or do you want me to take a doodle off the screen?
You can take the doodle off the screen.
All right. Should I take the butt off the screen too? Thank goodness it's not a doodle that I doodled. I did do that the other day when I was talking to Anna. That was a mistake. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to talk about the accountability program.
Yes, do that.
Yes, because we did find that some people do struggle, and they do have sort of various challenges like executive functionings and stuff. So for those people, especially when you get like a lot of the roadblocks, a lot of those overwhelmed mindset-y, get too overwhelmed and can't fall off the horse and can't get back on. What we did is we've made an extra program that you can choose to be part of as well. It's not extra content though, it's just accountability. It's you will have your own focus forward partner throughout the 90 days who is going to basically follow you, keep track of your progress, cheer you on. So you get extra calls with us. So there's 3 extra calls with the focus forward partner. And what we're going to do, it's really cool. We're going to put you guys into like a little pod of friends, so that you guys can get to know each other. You can get to know each other's story, and that you can actually give each other extra support, checking in on each other, and being able to ask for that help because they will know your story. And there's accountability posts where your focus forward partner is going to check that you've posted. And if you haven't, we might gently poke, just to kind of have someone extra there. It's just a bit of extra hand holding to help people actually get unstuck.
Yeah.
It's that person there that knows your story, and if you get stuck, they're actually, rather than you can't just sort of hide away, we're going to say, how are you going?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I love that. I want to clarify though, because there's some confusion here. You don't have to make a decision on this right this minute. This is extra. You make your decision. Is the framework right for you? If so, then are we the right guides for you? And if so, do you trust yourself? And those are the 3 biggest questions that you have to ask yourself. And if you can say, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I like this framework. This feels good on the inside. And you can trust that gut feeling that you have on the inside. And then if you trust us as a guide, because we've been there, we've walked this journey, we've worked with others, whatever it is that really resonates with you, then I would say you want to take that leap. You want to jump in. You want to click calmthechaosworkshop.com / yes. And then the biggest decision is like, okay, I'm going to just jump in. I'm going to do the payment plan. And then later you can make a decision on if you want any of the extras. You can make a decision if you want to upgrade to the full pay for, for a less expensive price, or if you want to add on accountability. And I want to be really clear. Our program is a group coaching program. It does have group accountability. But at this point, we have 550 friends joining us for this program. And so our calls are going to be on the larger side. I am going to know you. I know Gala Kali, and she came from around with 550 friends. And so I know I'm not worried one bit that you're going to get lost in a sea of people, because we've created systems and processes inside of our full program that you do not have to pay extra for. You're going to get that one Focus Forward call with a Focus Forward partner, so you can get a taste of what it looks like, what it feels like. And then from there, you're going to go to our community. You get instant access to that community. We already have people posting in the community and getting support, setting timers, getting their questions answered. You get instant access to the materials. You can ask questions about the material. And you're going to get those weekly coaching calls with me and the 10 and 10s with the coaches and Focus Forward partners. And then you're also going to get all the support inside the group and those implement challenges we talked about. So the whole program is set up to give you accountability and support and coaching. But some people want to be in a group of 5 or want to be in a group of 10, and they miss that feeling of intimacy. And we have a group like that but here's the thing, guys. Our coaching program that is more intimate, 35 people, is a $10,000 a year program. And we wanted something that was accessible, something that made it easier for you to be able to get the accountability, handholding you needed, even if you needed more than what the program has to offer. And so that's why we added on this program, is because we got question after question after question. And we even have some of our alumni joining this program because they're like, you know what? I love the program. I love the progress I've made, but man, I would love to go all in for this session. And I would love to get that accountability for the next 3 months, and really have that handholding for until the end of 2020, because we have students who can say 2020, best year ever. And like when they said that in a comment, I was like, wait, no, what? 2020, your best year ever. And, it was Jen Beanie, Teresa Martinez, and they'll stick by it almost every time that I mention them. They're like, yep, best year ever. I joined during Carrie Isaacs as well. They'll say, I joined during, they call it the COVID edition. We didn't even mean to call it that, but it started the day the world shut down. And so they're like, it literally saved our lives. Like, I know we've got one mom who bruises up and down her arm, and now like it's literally saved her life. Like, she and her son are like, the post she posted today was like almost bittersweet, because she was like, I have time to myself, and I live by myself now, and I have my kid, and when he goes to his dad's, like, like, what do I do now with myself? Like, in just 7 months, now she's like, what do I do with myself? Like, when my kid's here, we go, no kidding, dance around in the sunflower fields. And when my kid, like, the pictures that they post are so amazing. I can't wait till she is ready to share her story, because you have to see this transformation, like night and day. Bruises, boom, 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 boom. And then like her and her kiddo doing zombie dances and face painting and being in a field of sunflowers. And if that feels so like hairy fairy, there's no way we're getting there, or so rainbows and butterflies, I'm not promising you that transformation. This woman went all in. She was like, this is going to be my lifeline. And if I don't do this, I don't know that I'll live. Like, I don't know that I'll survive. So she went all in. Do you have to go all in? Maybe not. But if you want a transformation like that, I'll tell you, showing up, doing the work, doing the deep work, the scary work, the hard work, being coachable, that's where the change is. And if you can do that, I will tell you, you are going to look back in a year. It is possible for you to look back in a year and say, I'm living a life that I didn't think was possible. And I've heard Galikali say that. I've heard Kylie say it. I've heard Diane Unger say it. I've heard Georgia say it. I've heard Rachel Lee say it. I mean, I have heard student after student after student say, I'm living a life I didn't think possible. Do they still have struggles? Yes. Like, you're dealing with humans, friend. You're dealing with growing humans. And so, of course, you're still going to see struggles. You're still going to see things go off track. That's why we have the roadmap, to pull you right back onto that roadmap. I want to welcome some friends, because we've had some friends join while we've been here. Yeah, I know. Michelle Klein was in the comments, and Michelle is in. So yay, Michelle. We have Chaya Pearl. Yay, Chaya. We have Rhonda Burnett. We have Raquel Ball. We have Helen Langford. And we have Rosemary Major. Goodness gracious. And Susan Sterikoff and Deborah Peter. All of those came in right as we were starting this. Niall Doyle. Sorry, there's a couple more. And Elizabeth Merrick. So welcome to our family. So excited to have you. All right. Are we ready to rip the didn't finish butt? Do you guys feel like didn't finish, we can just throw that out the window? Because if we're worried about not finishing and we never start because we're worried about not finishing, then aren't we just proving to ourselves that we're never going to finish? Wouldn't it be more rewarding, more empowering if we knew that this was something to watch for? We tell the Focus Forward partners, this is what I'm going to watch for, is not finishing, is getting out of overwhelm. And you are able to call on your super swaps. So Focus Forward partner friend, what would we call on if I'm a not finisher?
We would totally call on the Progress Princess.
Progress Princess. We got the Gap Bandit, right? Not finishing, Gap Bandit. And then Cyclone. I got to do all the things. Doobie Doo. I'll never finish, right? Doobie Doo. And so we got a couple. We got, I'm looking for her. Here she is. So we can call on Progress Princess, right? So we're going to plan on that. We already know. I'm going to call on Progress Princess. I'm going to call on DJ Break It Down. And last guy here, Mr. Inchy.
Mr. Inchy.
Mr. Inchy, one step at a time. So you're going to call on these guys to help you be able to continue to finish so that you get to, I mean, we have so many students who say, like, I remember Karen didn't do the program the first round through. She didn't finish, right? Because is that like, you have to do the work. You don't have to do it alone. So she didn't do it the first time through. And she said, you know what? I'm going to try again. I'm going to go through again. So she went through a program again and went through the whole thing. And she showed up strong at the beginning, and then motivation just kind of faded. And we got to the finish strong. Do you remember this story? I think it was 2 times ago. It might have been your round. So we get to finish strong. And she's like, I don't want to show up. I'm so afraid to show up because if I show up, like, you know, all these people, they're friends now. They know each other now. Like I don't know. Like, it's just not the best place for like, why would I show up? And so she showed up on that first Finish Strong call, and everyone was rooting her on, and they were like, go watch a video and come back, go watch another one, come back, go watch another one, come back. And by the next day, 24 hours later, because guys, it's not going to be 24 hours of content. Let me just tell you that. 24 hours later, binge the whole thing. She was done and had finished. And there's such a sense of accomplishment. Guys, we have a graduation rate that trumps major colleges. Like we have a graduation rate that is better than most like Ivy League colleges. So I got to tell you, like, we know how to help you focus, implement, finish strong, and just think if you actually do finish. Because the truth is on both sides of that, but there's a risk. on the, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay in my comfort zone. I'm going to stay with PJ Comfy Pants over here that I might not finish, then yeah, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel comfortable. But the risk of staying over here is that you stay in exactly the place you're in right now. You don't make any forward progress. Your life does not change at all. So instead, what happens if you are able to rip that butt, go to the other side? Jason just walked in during a rip the butt, and so he's giving me all kinds of faces. But what happens if you actually are able to rip the butt, go to the other side, and yeah, are there risks that you might not finish? Yes. But even if you don't finish, are you going to have made forward progress? The reward far exceeds the risk in the didn't finish category. All right. Woo, are you putting names on the board?
Yeah, it's been like way too many hours.
So. Yeah, we got a bunch of them up there. Okay, so he's going to get back there, and we might even hear some Jason woo-woo back there.
Keeping to myself.
Keeping to myself. I like his shirt. You want to share your shirt?
I'm trying to do my thing here, man.
I know. He's putting Ellie on the board. Is Ellie here? We do have.
My computer's dying.
My computer's dying?
It's very, like, laggy. See?
Okay.
Was that enough shirt time?
That was enough shirt time. We're good. All right. Whoa. Okay. So just in that shirt time, Jason, welcome Laura Connor and welcome Aaron Hardesty. It's amazing. It's so fun when we have new friends join. So fun. All right. What's the next butt? If you are watching this and you still have a butt, now is the time to post it and show it to us. Our team has had so much fun with
Facebook not shut you down.
Facebook has not shut us down yet. Yeah. Facebook has not shut us down yet. There's not two T's. We did get an angry face by O'Dolly Lamptey. It was either an accident, it could have been a butt angry face, or she could be angry about the butts. One of those things. What do you think, Galikali? All right. Diane says, best year since raising my kiddos. Wow. That's amazing. I love that.
I got an Octavia bingo that relates to the bus at all. She was on help desk. She was amazing.
I don't think we're going to attach someone's name to the butts. Okay. All right. We have someone with a last name that, yeah. Okay. What? Okay. He's starting to lose his mind too. All right. Let's do another butt session. No, not a butt squeeze. No. I'm drawing the butts and we're ripping the butts. So far, Jason, these are the butts we've ripped. If you have a butt, you can put it in the comments. But so far, we ripped the it's not that bad butt.
Ooh.
Have you been hearing that one?
I talked to a woman today who was like, well, it's not that bad. I feel guilty for, feeling bad about my children.
And did she join us?
Yeah.
Yeah, she joined us. Okay, what was your answer to her?
I told her that she needed to stop comparing herself and that she needed to let go of her mom guilt.
Ooh, that's the one you made cry?
Yeah.
Aw, yeah. Jason.
If you talk to me, you may cry.
Yeah. Then we ripped the, but I didn't finish the free series, or I'm worried I won't finish because I never finish anything.
Ooh, I talked to a woman like that too.
Did you? What was your answer to her?
Well, I asked her if there was ever anything in her life that she had finished. And she said yes.
Okay.
And we looked for evidence. We looked for why she was successful.
And
then we came up with a plan that would mimic that success.
Nice. What was the plan?
She needed accountability.
She needed accountability. Nice. Very cool. Oh, that's the one who said, I'll be my own coach. Like, not her own coach. She will be your own boss.
Yes.
I heard that one. That was really cool. Okay. Then we talked about the time zone butt. Have you talked to anyone about the time zone butt?
No, I leave all the time zone ones to our Australians who are on the complete other side of it.
Makes more sense to leave those to the other side of the world. Isn't this so awesome? Can we just talk about how we got the perfect peach? It's got the line and everything. I think I'm losing Galikali. It is late there. Okay.
Do you want another butt?
I do want another butt.
She's just
Okay.
She has one.
So this one is an interesting one. But nothing has worked before. Why should this be any different?
Have you talked to someone about that, Jason?
I have not.
But I know he has thoughts.
Oh, I have a lot of that.
Yeah, Barry says next butt. I can't believe Barry's still here. This is like a genius idea, by the way. Barry, do you know that we have a butt playlist? Yeah, the whole team is in a Zoom room right now, rocking out to the butt songs. No joke. That's really happening. All right. Nothing has worked in the past. Ooh, goodness gracious. Okay, so there's a lot at risk here, right? The risk of staying in this belief, or the benefit of staying in the belief on this side of, nothing has worked in the past, why would this work, is that it feels safe, right? Like I've put myself out there before, I've tried in the past, and, if it hasn't worked in the past and I try yours and it fails, what does that mean? Does it mean that maybe I'm the person that is at fault here? Maybe it means that I'm the one failing, but really, it helps you feel safe by not even trying when you're worried it's going to be something that doesn't work. And then on the other side, right? Like if you do cross that butt line and you are a fault, yes, are you going to get a chair and join me?
Maybe in a little bit.
He said maybe in a little bit.
I've been on help desk duty for hours.
What are we doing for our treat meal tonight? We get a treat meal.
We got Nando's because the other place doesn't deliver.
Nando's. Oh, okay. All right. So we're getting Nando Peri Peris, which is chicken.
Correct.
Okay. We get a treat meal. All right. So on the other side of the nothing will work, but is there's this risk. We already talked about that. The risk that it might not work, right? It might fail for you yet again. And what does that mean? And then but the benefit of what if it does? What if it does work? He's taking a picture of my butt. I think that's not really kosher. Are you posting my butt online? You're texting my butt to someone? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. By the way, if this upsets you, there are so many other parenting programs. Because here's the thing. We actually give prizes for shenanigans in our program. Like it's for a long time I hid that. Like I hid this like goofiness about myself and like butt jokes and all of that. But like, when things are hard, when you are raising an out-of-the-box kid, first of all, you've already heard butt jokes a ton if you've got an out-of-the-box kid. If you're out of the box yourself, you probably have felt like you need to hold in your like weirdness or your like loudness or your quietness, whatever it is, but the piece that made you feel like you didn't belong, you felt like you had to hide that. And so for a long time, because I'm a parenting expert, I really tried to fit this mold of like, this is what I think I should look like. And, I just ripped that butt and I decided that I've got to create a community that I love to show up in. I've got to create a community where I want to be there serving and loving on my people. And so I've created a community of amazing, amazing people who've become my family. And who not only put up with the butts, but they make me a playlist so that I can listen to butt songs whenever I want. I mean, that's my new workout music, I think. So
I'm feeling buttless, so I thought I had to make one.
Your butt is like really long and skinny.
It's droopy from years and years of.
You have a droopy butt from all the butt.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I'm so glad. You know, our the head of our growth department was looking at the email that we sent out about the butts and said, you know, I think we need a buttless headline. So, all right. I think we've lost some of the comments. If we have not lost you, if you could just say still here in the comments. I see some of you guys are here. So if you can just let us know where you're watching from, or yeah. Okay. And if you have a butt, you can just post a peach emoji. You can post I've got a butt in the comments, and we'll answer it, because I know we answered. Well, did we answered? So Michelle Klein joined. She had a butt and she joined. Cynthia's already in. And then we had Elizabeth Sanders. Elizabeth Sanders, if you are still here, do you have any more butts that we can rip? If not, I will just keep going with the nothing works but. So what are some thoughts that that you've had about, you know, I've tried all the things and nothing works? Yeah.
To be honest, like that was me at the very beginning. I just remember thinking, like, yeah, but not my kids. I bet my kids could prove you wrong. Like, they'll turn anything on its head. Absolutely any strategy that I ever tried, they would just flip it, and yep, whatever. And so I do remember thinking that myself. But I also knew that just staying where I was, doing what I was doing, was not going to get me, you know, any change in that either. So, yes.
I feel like I actually have a really good story for this. So recently, you know this, Galikali, but recently I came across a like health challenge. It was a 28-day challenge, and it was a sizable investment. It was $300 for only 28 days, and I am the largest I've ever been. My bones hurt, or did hurt at this time. And it was at the most inconvenient time. And I've tried a lot of things, and things have worked. I will say I've lost a lot of weight in the past, but I had to go all in. And if I didn't go all in, then it didn't work. And so I've tried to like drink water. I've tried to exercise. I've tried to eat better. I've tried to change my lifestyle. And it just like nothing I found work. I tried keto. I tried, you know, sugar elimination. I tried drinking like this smoothie thing every morning that had like a shake. And then there was like a pill that you took in the afternoon to suppress your appetite. Like I tried all sorts of things. And honestly, recently I went to a friend who had just lost all this weight. And I went to her and I said, I need to know what you did. And she came, and I was so excited. I was thinking I was going to find that magic button. And she goes, honestly, I had my stomach stapled. You know, I had the gastric bypass, and which is fine for anyone that's done that. But I have a history. My mom had that done. She was one of the first patients ever. And the mesh that they put on your stomach, she ended up getting ulcers in 80% of her stomach, and she only had 20% of a stomach. And then after that, the mesh ended up having the stomach acid ate a hole through that. And then she had to have surgery. And I believe that many of the health problems she ended up having before she passed away stemmed from that. And I saw her hate her body, hate the way that she felt, throw up if she had any ounce of sugar, because that's what that does. That, you know, you have to eat very, very carefully. I was like, I don't want that for my life. And so if that's the only thing that works, well, then I will just stay this size, and I will, I don't know. But I never gave up thinking that there has to be something out there, a routine, a system, a process that could work for me. I had to believe that on the other side of this but, that there was something I hadn't found yet, like our not yet Yeti, right? I just hadn't found the thing that works for my personality and my lifestyle yet. So I came across a good friend of mine. She was doing a challenge, and it was at the most inconvenient time. It was right before we started this process. It was 28 days ago. And so and the whole first week, you have to give up coffee to like reset your body. So give up coffee right before doing this massive, massive workshop for your whole community. And one of my mentors, I heard her say, she said, what you need most in life never comes when it's convenient. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, so she might be talking to me, and I might be talking to someone out there that might have just hit you right in a dagger or with a dagger. And so I said, all right, this isn't convenient. So I messaged my friend and I said, all right, I really want to sign up, but I am scared to death. Now, this is because I do a lot of coaching of other people. So I was able to coach myself. So I'm going to walk you through what I did for myself. And if you're thinking nothing's ever worked before, try asking yourself that about this program right now. And I said, all right, I'm scared to death. She said, okay, well, I can send you success stories. I said, I don't need success stories. I know that this works for other people. I trust you. I trust that it works for other people. I can see the pictures. I've heard your stories. Well, I can explain the science behind the framework. I'm like, no, I trust you and I trust the framework and I trust that it works for other people. I don't trust myself. So I had to get really honest. I was already doing the deep work. I don't trust myself. And she said, okay, what makes you believe that you can't trust yourself? And I said, honestly, because if I don't go all in, I have not seen success in the past. And I'm worried that if I start with you and I fail, then it means that I'm broken and that I'm not going to be able to fix my weight, because it means that I've yet failed again. And maybe I'll never fix this problem. And I remember being so scared, more of the possibility than the possibility of it working, and the possibility of it being hard work, and the possibility of it being inconvenient. I remember how scared I was. I probably could find my questions even. And, you know, those of you that know me know I'm incredibly vulnerable and I share things like this all the time. But I'm hoping that by sharing this, it helps some of you guys. So I'm just going to pull some of these up because this was just 28 days ago. Here we go. Oh, no. Thanks for waiting for me, because I know this is going to be helpful. There's someone that needs to hear this. All right. I'm looking at your program and I'm afraid to buy. OMG, why? Why are you afraid? Because I'm afraid I won't be able to make it work. Because of time or injuries? Nope. Self-doubt. Yep, that's a big one. I said I'm 23 days away from a huge workshop. Well, tell me about your worries and what would be the ultimate outcome. I said, the workshop's not what's keeping me from saying yes. I'm worried I won't follow through. I'm worried that I will, and it won't make a difference. So I'm actually worried I'm going to do the work and it's not going to make a difference. Like I'm just destined to be a big person. I know this isn't true, but I'm just trying to do the thought work out loud. Have you ever tried something like this before? And I told my story of how I've tried before and how I've lost weight. And here's a history. And she read it. And she says, I see a smart person who's done a lot of her research. And I know a lot of people out there have done a ton of research on behaviors in their kids. She says, who's done a lot of research about weight loss and habits and the importance of community. And I suspect that the tracking got irritating, though. And I don't see any backup plan for when things got hard. And I said, I lost 50 pounds, but then things started to get crazy. We broke our business. My son got kicked out of school again. And then my mom died unexpectedly. She said, that'll throw a project off. And then she said, the good news is that when they're truly your habits, they become a part of who you are and the thing that will sustain you when things get hard. And I said, I think I'm afraid to lose weight because every single time I've done it in the past, I've lost something massive. First time I lost my dream. Second time I lost my husband. Third time I lost my mom. I know none of these are logical, but in doing the deep work to figure out what's holding me back, that's what I find. And I know that some of you are out there right now and you don't trust yourself. You trust that you'll put in all the work and it's still not going to make a difference. You trust, you believe that you're just destined to live the life you're living right now. And I will tell you that ultimately, I ended up joining her. And she asked, because I said, maybe I'm afraid of what it means if I try it and I fail again. She said, what would you say to someone who's worrying about trying your techniques and it failing with their kid? What would you say? And I said, I would encourage a swap. Instead of what if, based on fear that I fail, I'd get curious based on possibility. What if this works? And because it wasn't a self-study, because it had hand-holding, because it had a plan, because it said, do this, do this, do this, do this. That was my last question. It was a tactical question. I said, I'm in. And I went all in, and I did not have his approval yet. I did not have him on board yet. He was kind of cranky that first week. He says, no, I wasn't. But then when I repeat what he said, he's like, oh, yeah, I did say all those things. Huh? You were cranky because I took away all your food. Yeah, that's fine. So here's the end, though. 28 days later, I've lost 18 pounds. He's lost 18 pounds. I've lost 5 inches in every part of my body. So waist, chest, thighs, hips, 5 inches everywhere. But more than that, I don't crave my coffee. I wake up every morning and I have a glass of water first and foremost. I have a smoothie that's easy to make, even if my refrigerator is not stocked. I know what to eat that's healthy for me. I eat real food. I have a treat meal once a week, so nothing's ever off the table. I just wait till the end of the week to have it. I don't drink my calories every night. And up until this week, I was working out 3 days a week. Nothing amazing, but I was doing it. It was progress. And what I learned by going through her program and it working is that my executive functioning skills were getting in the way of me being able to be healthy. I would go until 3 o'clock before my body told me I was hungry. And when I thought I was hungry, I'd go and just grab something back from the fridge. And I didn't have a healthy fridge stocked. I didn't eat bad. I just didn't eat enough. And I didn't eat enough of the right things. And I needed someone else to say, do this, do this, do this. Here's the why, here's the community, and here is the roadmap of how to do this. And so when she opened up her big program, I'm like, I'm in. Like, I need these meal plans every single week because it's not about starting back at the beginning. It's about having one that's tailored for you. It's about knowing what to do when I go out of town, if I ever get to go out of town again. It's about knowing what to do when I'm at a hotel, or knowing what to do when my refrigerator is empty. It's about knowing what to do when we're out and about and we forgot to eat before we left. Like, now I know those things I didn't know that I was struggling with before. And if I had been on this side of the butt, I know this is a long story for this, but if I had been on the nothing's worked before and I did not do that 28 days ago, my life would still be in that place. I'd be exhausted right now. I truly believe that it's why I have a voice. I've been live for 21 days and I still have a voice going on. I've talked all day today, all day yesterday, all week, and I still have a voice. I've not ever done a registration where I have not lost my voice on the Thursday. And I believe it's because I'm drinking so much water. I believe it's because I'm putting so many good things in my body. So my body is healthier. So it can handle me talking. It can handle me staying up late nights for 1 or 2 weeks out of the year. Had I not crossed that threshold, I would have never known what was possible for my life. I would have never known. And that's what's at risk. The risk of not even knowing. Because if you do find out, you do put this to work and it doesn't work for you, you have 30 days. You'll get a really good feel in 30 days. If this is going to be a good fit for you. And then you can go look again, go find something else, because you will discover something about what you like about our program, what you don't like about our program. I'll tell you, in the new program I'm in with my friend, she doesn't lay out the here's what to prep every night before I go to the next day. And I miss that, and I'm struggling with it. I have to do that work ahead of time to figure out what I'm supposed to prep. She did it for me in the last program. So I know now that that's something that I need to stay consistent. And so I want you to think about that. Like, if you're thinking nothing's worked in the past, and I know if you are here, that's most likely your story, because we attract people who have tried everything, who are lifelong learners, who have been to the summits, who've been to the conferences, who've taken the courses, who've gone to the therapist, who have gone to the specialist, who have gone to the school, who have gotten government assistance, who have gotten social aid, whatever it is, and been turned away and been told it's your fault or your kid's broken. And I don't believe it's either one. I think you probably were in a program or you tried something where it didn't teach you to understand yourself and what you need to be successful. And that is different for each and every one of us. Would you add anything else to that? Or are we ready to rip the butt?
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing story.
He says he hasn't lost 5 inches everywhere, right? Barry Friedman, we're gonna ban you. No, Jason has not lost 5 inches everywhere. What were you gonna add?
I guess as well, it's like, just one of the things for me was, and the question I have for you was like choosing the program, right? Actually choosing that program, the one that you're going to do. And you explain, like, because you basically said, well, it's got all these things that I need, and I knew that I needed. And I think in some ways that for me is like, what speaks to you? Mm-hmm. Like, does this feel like it might be what you need? Why is it that you're being pulled here and not to the however many other programs? Because I think that was what I think I found, was that it was that bit that, yes, it spoke to me, and I felt like I could believe it, and I felt like I could stick with it, kind of thing as well.
I love that.
I love it's the one that you choose.
Yeah, you have to choose one thing. We always say that you can do all the things you want, but you can only do one thing at a time, right? You can't do all the things. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's super powerful. So I think we really covered the, like, it hasn't worked in the past. And I think you could go to our reviews page which is calmthechaosworkshop.com/reviews. Can I show them that page? Oh my gosh. Have you seen this yet, Galikali? I know you helped with it, but have you seen the final product?
I have. It's lovely.
Oh my goodness. Barry, get ready. Hold on to your seat belt. Okay. Ready? So, well, Barry's going to know where I got the inspiration. We've always had a reviews page. However, now we have, it says 35 moms. It has more than that. I think it has 80 something. Do you know the number?
Oh, it's probably about just under 80, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 80 stories. 80 stories. So here we go. You can go over here to calmthechaosworkshop.com/reviews. So let me just write that in the comments too. Okay. And you can go and say, I wonder if it's going to work for, you could just go read them. That's one thing you could do. But you can also go through and check tags. So is this going to work for aggressive meltdowns, long meltdowns, school struggles, sibling fighting, separation anxiety, routines, large family, homeschool, communication, mom guilt, professional myself, parental anxiety, no time, no energy. I tried everything. Spouse not on board, single mom, overwhelm, mindset shift. If you're struggling and you're like, is this going to work for me? Is there other people that this has worked for? Head on over there and go look, and it'll look at that. Sorts it out for you. So you can see exactly which ones you want to listen to, which stories are going to fit with you the most. I know a lot of professionals have been asking, I'm a professional. How does this work? So we've got Kylie and we've got Rebecca Roy and Marta. Did you know that Marta was a doctor?
I did, yeah.
I did not know that. I was talking to her the other day and she's like, well, yeah, I'm a general pediatrician. I'm like, wait, what? I had no idea. No idea. Yeah. So super awesome. It's all right there for you. Ooh, yum. And there's bread. I don't know if I'll eat it, but.
You said something about bread earlier. I ordered garlic bread as a side. I ate half of that piece and gave the other half to the floor.
Gotcha. All right.
You could put your doodle cam
right on my treat meal.
I also got you a ginger beer in case you want that, but I'm going to get you water.
Okay. Water sounds great. What's that?
Are we going to rip that butt?
Are we going to rip that butt? I think that's the question. Are we going to rip that butt? What do you think? Nobody in the comments says that rip that butt.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got to rip that butt.
I see Hannah has
another butt filler. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, ready? I think we're ready to rip that butt. Whoa. Rip that butt. Get rid of it. Rip it, Barry said. All right. So, Joe, am I allowed to read yours out loud? Doesn't have anything there, but I do. I know I want to be cautious of reading your story. So, Joe, can you give me the thumbs up that it's okay to read your story? So we're going to take a couple more butts. If you have a butt, if you can post it in the comments. I think we had some questions inside the group too, but I know you have a couple more. Okay, she says I can read it out loud. I want to welcome Lisa San Jose, Anita Sosbo, Katrina Rosewarn, Cassidy Sutton. I think we had Laura Connor from before. So cool.
Cassidy Sutton. I love that name.
Yeah, there's so many good ones.
Sounds like a movie star.
Okay. All right. I am not just live in the closed group, Joe. I'm live on my Facebook page. So you're in the Facebook group, but I want to protect your privacy and I'm live on my public Facebook page. So how about I don't read it? They cannot see your comment, so I'm not going to read it out loud. How about that? Because I want to respect her privacy. But those of you that are in the private closed group, you should go search Joe's name. She's got a pretty powerful story. All right, Cian Jones. I love it. So many friends joining us. Okay. Do we have any more? Like, do we have a big butt?
Well, there is a but in the comments from one of our alumni, Hannah Wilkinson. And she asked, but what if I finish and then it's over? Because it's a what do I do?
Like, what if I finish and then my journey's over? Like, Hannah Wilkinson, you've got a toddler.
Maybe it's a what if I finish? What do I do then? Will I still need support? Or I guess I don't want to just be dropped off a cliff.
Okay, all right. But what happens after 90 days? Hannah knows that. But I'll go ahead, Hannah. Maybe that was her butt when she joined. All right. Maybe. So after 90 days, so we call it the 90-day transformation program because we go all in, like almost like obsessively for the next 90 days, starting like tomorrow, basically. Actually, we are a family first company, so starting on Monday. And so we are, we call it 90 day because it's 3 months of ongoing support and coaching and lives and comments. And like, I mean, it's there. Like, Golly Golly, you described your Christmas Eve. Is there another memory you have of something you worked on that could have only happened in the way we do the 90 day?
Well,
like the weekly coaching calls, like you showed up every week on those weekly coaching calls, and they're weekly. And it's not sustainable for our team to continue to do weekly calls every week. And you guys see how we went all in over the last 28 days here in our free group and on the Facebook page. We do that like very similarly over the next 90 days. We just kind of make it more sustainable where you don't have to be live 2-3 hours a day, right? We just kind of spread it out. And so after the 90 days, you have your program for life. After the 90 days, you have a lifestyle. After the 90 days, you have access to our alumni group. But during the 90 days, like you're already thinking way past the butts. Like you're already thinking 4 butts ahead. And so what I want you to think about instead is like, what if I spend the next 90 days creating a lifestyle, creating a family team, creating this environment, setting up my environment for success. So at the end of 90 days, I get to decide if I want more coaching. I get to decide if I want more accountability. And if you don't, then you don't get dropped off the face of the earth. Once you are a Calm the Chaos Framework owner, you are always a Calm the Chaos Framework owner. You see our alumni posting all the time. So you would instead be in our special alumni group and you would get support there. It's not as much, it's not as intense, but you may not need that. There are some people who went through this 28-day challenge that I went through, and they don't need ongoing support. They're like, great, I get the concepts, I get the ideas, I see the framework, I see the why, I get the, the purpose behind it. I'm going to make my own meal plans. I'm going to make my own exercise plans. I don't need the ongoing support. I feel like I can do this because I have a great support system already. I already have a great coach. I already have all the things. So there's a lot of people that said no to my friend. I was like, give it to me now. Like, where is it? Like, how do I join now? And so for me, I like that continuation of 90 days, but you may choose not to. You may say, you know what? We are really good. I feel awesome with what I've got. We have a lot of alumni that do that, who go back through the framework. We just had, I think it was Renee, who was posting in the alumni group. And she's like, okay, I'm going back through the work and I'm on connection and I'm on this and I'm on that. And the alumni got together and created their own little accountability group. Did you know that? Yeah. So they created these little pods so that they could get through the framework a second time. like pretty amazing, right? And so they chose to do it on their own without a guide, without all of that, but they're still in that group together, the same group you would have. And so don't think about, 50 turns ahead, right? Because there may be a detour in between. And if you're already thinking that far, you might end up in the complete wrong place. So right now, just think, I said it earlier, there are 3 questions you have to ask yourself. Does this framework fit with what I know and feel is right in my life? Does it align with what I love? Maybe not what I've been able to do, but it aligns with what feels right. Maybe you've tried old way parenting and you've tried new way parenting and something's not fitting. And so you're like, oh, everything you've said feels right. Everything you've said seems right. Heck, I even tried some things from that 7-day series and I had some great success. But, right? I'm not sure if it's going to work for my family. And really get clear on why you're not sure if it's going to work for your family. And then your only decision is, am I in? And if you're in, you get to decide if you're all in or if you'd like to make that first payment, that first installment. So we've made it accessible for you so that you can make that first installment, $77. You then have 11 installments afterwards. Now, people have asked what happens after 90 days if I'm still paying that 12 months. Well, this is kind of like us giving you a loan. The program itself is 90 days. You have the program for life. So you're just paying out your installments for life. And someone said the other day on a comment, $699 for 3 months. And one of our alumni said, $699 for life, for a lifetime change. You're changing your life. And only you know if that's what you need. Only you know if you're ready to step on that other side, to see what's possible, to step behind the curtain, to be the Galakali sitting here next year talking to me, right? To be the Joe in the comments who literally has changed her life. Just powerful. Joe's story is so incredibly powerful. I've shared stories about a woman who came into our program. And if you search in our free group, in our big group, you will hear her life story. It may have taken her how many takes to do that video? 34. It was the cutest thing ever. Weren't those videos so cute? So don't think about after the 90 days. Think about today, because you have got about, what are we at? About 7 hours, 8 hours, because it's midnight Pacific Standard Time. So you've got about 8 hours to go to make the decision. Am I in? Do I want in? Do I want to take that leap? Do I want to trust this community, Dana as our guide, the coaches as my guide? Because if you're ready for that leap, the net is going to appear. Let us be that soft landing for you. And if not, then go over to our help desk. They are there. They are there till 10 p.m. tonight. So head on over, calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk and ask them questions. They are loving talking to you. So head on over there. All right. Do you think we're ready to rip the butt, or is there anyone else that we might need to talk, or anything else we might need to talk about with the 90-day butt?
I think you covered that perfectly.
All right, 90-day butt. Ready? Butt. Let's rip it. Yay. All right. So I think I'm going to be taking a break here in a moment, and I'll be coming back later tonight because I know you guys have questions. And I know if you have a question, then I know that others have questions. So I'm going to be going live. Ask me anything. I want to make sure that we cover all the questions before we close down tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time. And we give you the opportunity to ask all the questions that you have, whether it's about the framework, whether it's about your butt, whether it's about our butts, someone else's butts. I don't care. We're going to talk about it. So I want to uncover and unearth all of those doubts and fears that are still inside of you. and things that you're still kind of thinking of. Galakali, before we close out, you have seen behind the scenes, you have seen people going through the program. You've gone through the program. You have seen all the questions coming in. What's on your heart that you want to say to everyone here?
What I really want to say is that the team, Dana and the team, they go so all in to help you guys. You wouldn't believe. They listen to you every single time. They will change what they're doing to make sure it's working for you. So if you're just not sure if it's going, if you're feeling like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, what if it doesn't work? Like, I think the reason it does work is that there are people there who are going to make sure it does, do whatever they can to help you, and there is just so much help. For me, the community and the team, they've seriously got your back. You really will feel like safe and held as you go through the hard and scary work. And when things go wrong and you want to tear up the plan, and that was always me. It's like, this didn't work, tear up the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, wait a second. The plan is okay. Let's just get you unstuck. It's so different from anything else I'd tried before. And it has just made, like I said, I'm here. Like, when COVID happened, before CCC, I used to be terrified of school holidays. Like, I would cry before the school holidays because I was like, I can't do this again. And when COVID happened, I was like, yay, I've got the boys home. We can homeschool. And we've chosen to homeschool now. Like, that's the difference. It's so worlds apart. So, yeah.
I love that. I love it so much. So I'm going to close with a quote that a good friend gave me. And I think it's so good for what we've been talking about, because I shared earlier, we talked about a lot of buts. And all joking aside, we talked about how, when you find something that you think might be a good fit, all of your inner doubts and fears are going to come up, and all that muck is going to come up. And it's your brain protecting you from something unknown. And we've talked about that a lot in the past. And there's this quote that I want to share with you that a good friend reminded me of or today reminded me of. And so I'm going to pull it up here in just a second. And I want to just put it up there and let it sit for just a second. Okay. I want to just sit with this just for a second. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So standing on the outside, for the last 7 days, we've shared stories. We've given you bits and pieces. We've left almost like stepping stones for you to start to follow. We've given you a trail to follow. And now you're standing outside of this massive cave. And you have the opportunity to step through that fear, to hold on to our hand, to cross over that threshold, to allow us to be the flashlight as we carry you through that cave to find the treasure you seek. Let us be that guide for you. Let us take you by the hand. Let us support you so you do not have to be in that cave alone looking for what you want. Only you know what you're seeking. But we know how to get you there. So if you are on the fence at all, I encourage you, head over to calmthechaosworkshop.com/help desk. If you know you're in, If you are ready to seek that treasure, if you are ready to step inside the cave, you have to do the work. You still have to walk through that cave, but you do not have to do it alone. You do not have to do it alone. So grab one of our hands, head over to calmthechaosworkshop.com/yes. Click that button right now while you're here, while you have the emotions, while you're feeling it, while you're like, yes, yes, this is me. Michelle did it earlier. She said, I don't want to get distracted. I don't want to forget later. I'm going to do it right now while you're talking to me. And she did. She took that step. And now she's got a guide with a flashlight guiding her through. I can't wait to walk this journey with you. I can't wait to be your guide. I can't wait for you to meet everyone that's on the other side. I can't wait for you to see what's possible when you take that baby step forward that seems so impossible right now. With that, I want you to know that I know that you've got everything you need to go forth and conquer your day. So I hope to see you on the inside. Talk to you guys soon. Oh yes, heart to your faces.